Hi friends, so this is lesson 7.5, 141 in your practice book. We are looking at adding and subtracting fractions. Now there isn't really a whole lot different between this lesson and what you have been doing. What you do need to do is you need to remember to watch your signs. So whenever you have a plus sign, you are going to be adding together. If you have a minus sign, you're going to be subtracting. Now, there are two samples of how to create the model on your paper. And they give you space to do so. You can do a model if you would like, or you can just do the math in your head depending on how comfortable you are. So when I look at this, I can see in the model, we have 3, 6 written out here and 1, 6 written out here. So we have our 3 pieces here, and we're comparing it to our 1 piece. And so the 2 pieces that are here that are not shaded in is our answer. So it is 2, 6 as our answer. So that is one way to do it. Now let's look here. So we have 4/5 minus 3/5. So again, I'm going to make my fifths. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just make a fifth right there. And we can make our 4 underneath it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to shade those in. Right? So there's my 4/5. And then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to shade those in for my 3/5. And this space right here is what my answer is. So 4/5 minus 3/5 is 1/5. Now when you're adding it, you are going to be combining. If you look, you have one whole fraction bar. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are a little darker. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you do 4 plus 8, you get 12. So the answer is actually 1 whole 12/12. Now let's look at this one. We have a tenths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's my tenths bar. And I know I have 6 on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to shade those in. And then I have to add 3 to that. So 1, 2, 3. So 6/10 plus 3/10 equals, and it's 1 less, so we know that that is 9/10. Now remember what I talked to you about in lesson 7.4. When you have a whole number and you're subtracting a fraction from there, you have to remember that this is actually going to be looked at as 8/8 because I have an 8 in my denominator here, which means I have to look at my fraction, my whole in fractions so I can break it apart. So we're going to make our 8/8. So there's my 8/8. And now we need to take away 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is what we're taking away. And then this right here, this space is my answer. So what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8/8 minus 3/8 equals 5/8. There we go. So I think you can do this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. I'm going to let you do those on your own. And again, we have another chart, but remember, we are adding or subtracting. So when we look at our problems, we need to make sure we're looking for clue words. Guy finds how far his house is from several locations and makes the tables shown. How much farther? Ooh, how much farther away from Guy's house is the library. So when I am looking for how much farther away, what I am thinking about, and I am comparing two numbers. So we have to find, what are we comparing? Guy finds how far his house is from several locations and makes the table shown. How much farther away is Guy's house from the library and the cafe? So let's find the library. Let's find the cafe. And how much farther means that I know I'm going to be subtracting. We are comparing two things. So let's look at, we have 9/10 and we have 4/10. 9/10 has a larger numerator than 4/10. So I know that is my first fraction, right? And then I have to look at, I'm going to put my label in because it's miles. Cafe is 4/10. And that's in miles too. 9 minus 4. So we can do a model, but I think we know that answer. So we can do 9 minus 4 is 5. And then we have to make sure we have our denominator label as well as our distance label. So 5/10 is the answer. If Guy walks from his house to school and back, how far does he walk? So that means that he's going forwards and he's returning. So we're adding those two distances together. So we have to find school. So that here's the school number. So we're having to do 5/10 plus 5/10. Now what would that answer be? Okay, I'm going to let you figure that one out. That is how you add or subtract. Remember, you're paying attention to the signs and looking for key words. You may practice the on your own section in your math book for more practice.